All right, hello and welcome to Mr. Fuller's explanation of the Patterns Physics syllabus for the year 2020. This syllabus and this video of me explaining it will be embedded on the syllabus page of our Canvas course, so you are free to visit that at any time to relive the magic. All right, here we go. So in physics, we are studying motion, matter, energy, and force. We'll do that through a variety of different topics. The real goal here, the top priority of the Patterns Physics course is that you are the scientist. You collect the data, you analyze the data, you look for patterns, you make conclusions. Our goal is to help you develop the habits of mind, the actions, the skills that scientists use in their research every day. This will also prepare you for other science classes that are coming your way, like chemistry as a sophomore and biology as a junior. All right, the expectations around synchronous class time is that you use that time to be learning physics. We only have one synchronous class a week, so it is super important that you are there on time with your work completed and that you stay engaged throughout that entire time. Attendance in those Zoom calls is mandatory. The link will always be on our campus homepage, so you don't have to look far to find it. If you are unable to make one of our synchronous classes for some reason, please communicate this to me through email or remind, and you will still be responsible for the work missed on the day of your absence. Most of it can be completed on your own time if you have to, but like I said, synchronous classes, super important, only one a week. For our asynchronous classes, you can just go right to our campus homepage. I will have some work posted for you, and you do the assignments for that day, and there you have it. I will also post announcement videos on Wednesday. So Wednesday morning during our short asynchronous period, check in to our Canvas homepage and you will find some class business announcements. Typically that information will not be repeated during our synchronous class, right? Because I'm trying to save as much time as I can for the most important learning activities. All right, let's talk grading and late work. Typically, assignments will be due a week after they are assigned. That 1 week deadline I would call the priority deadline, at which point I'll grade it, get it back to you, and you can start revising it if you need to. I would strongly encourage you to stay on top of your work and get things in by the priority deadline. If you start falling behind on your work, it can be really hard to catch up, right? Because it just keeps piling and piling. Multiply that across all your classes, and you could be in for a bad time. So try to keep up with that work the best you can. Come to office hours, as I'll mention in a moment, if you need to get help, but don't let yourself fall behind. Now, I will accept any assignment, any project, quiz, test for revision at any time up until the end of the quarter. And so I've spelled those deadlines out here for you. The pattern basically is this. About 2 weeks before the end of the quarter, if you want to revise something, you got to have it turned in by then. Right? So you want to have the chance to revise it, you got to turn them for the first time at the latest by 2 weeks before the end of the quarter. That gives me a week to grade everything and get it back to you. That would be our return date, at which point you can do those revisions and have it in by that final quarter deadline. I'll let you reference the document to see what all the dates are, but that pattern repeats across all 4 of our quarters. And you can obviously do that revision earlier in the quarter. In fact, I would recommend it. And you can revise an assignment multiple times. You can retake a test multiple times. The goal here is for you to learn. My job as a teacher is to help you learn. So if you do it the first time, great. Second time, great. Third time, great. Everyone learns at their own pace and on their own schedule, and our lives, especially now, are super complicated. So I want you to have as many opportunities as you possibly can to do your best learning and do your best work. That is the number one and only goal of my grading policy. Now let's talk academic integrity. As a student, it is your responsibility to maintain your academic integrity. It is easy to damage and challenging to repair. So any kind of plagiarism or cheating would be a violation of your academic integrity. If I learn that you have intentionally plagiarized an assignment, it does not receive credit and cannot be revised. Now, the goal here, the goal of the academic integrity policy is to avoid plagiarism and cheating, right? The goal is to figure out what that would be in advance and avoid it, right? Because a lot of the times when students do end up committing plagiarism, it's unintentional. So my goal is to help you figure out what that is before you turn in an assignment so that you don't run into that trouble later. So by all means, get in touch. I'll be talking about this as we move into our labs. and our assessments. But remember, maintaining academic integrity is your job as a student. Now, getting extra help is huge, super important as a student, especially in physics. We're going to do a lot of math. We're going to connect to a lot of different topics within science, and sometimes it takes extra work. That's great. Everybody learns differently, and it's important for you to be able to get extra help. Office hours, Wednesday, right after lunch, 12:35 to 1:50, Zoom link on Canvas. I'm also available through email or Remind. If you want to ask questions, you can send me a message through Canvas as well. But it's a super important skill to be asking questions. And if you're going to ask a question in synchronous class, I'm going to guarantee you that other people in the class have that question as well. So by asking that question, you are actually doing your classmates a favor by helping them learn as well. So don't be shy. I'm always happy to take questions. All right, let's talk grading for a minute. Our class is based on the next generation science standards. And so your grade will be a reflection of how well you have mastered those standards. Here's some of our major learning targets, which are pulled right from those next generation standards. I'll let you look over them. They roughly correspond with the different units that we will be studying throughout the year. And we got a couple rubrics here to help you understand how the grades will be assigned. This is maybe one of your most important right here would be that self-scoring rubric. All of our rubrics are on the 1 to 7 scale, which follows the IB grading scale is really why I use it. But basically 6s and 7s mean you're above and beyond, right? You're really getting it. 5 and 4, you're working on it, you're close. 3 and below, not there yet. So in the self-scoring, I would encourage you to reference that rubric to gauge your own understanding. Graded assignments in our class will fall into one of two categories. We've got formative assessments, which are 30% of your grade. These are the ones that help you build your understanding, develop your mastery. And so here's your grade for that, or your rubric, right? 6s and 7s will earn an A, 5's a B, 4's a C, 3's a D. 2 or below is not yet passing. But remember, your score on any assignment is mobile. And through that revision process, your score only goes up. Your score will never drop through revision. And the same is true for summative assessments. This is when you demonstrate your understanding. You essentially prove to me that you've learned this stuff. And it follows the same 7-point rubric. 6s and 7s get an A, 5's a B, 4's a C, 3's a D. Below a 3, you haven't shown enough evidence of learning yet to be passing. But remember, if you're there, don't stay there. Don't be satisfied. Really, I would say with anything below a 4 to 5, right? Because to successfully move on in the course, it's really important to be mastering the standards that come before, because we'll keep using them throughout the year. All right, thanks for reading this. Thanks for watching the video. Definitely get in touch with any syllabus questions, and I look forward to seeing you in class.